Long before Denmark became a modern nation of cities, wind turbines, and quiet streets, it was a land shaped by fear, belief, and stories whispered in the dark. Stories that were not meant to entertain, but to explain the unexplainable. Tonight, we step into ancient Denmark, a world where the dead walked, the sea chose its victims, and creatures older than Christianity still waited beneath the earth. And some of these legends are so strange, they feel closer to nightmares than myths. The Draugr, the dead, who refused to stay dead. In the Viking Age, death was not always the end. Across old Danish burial mounds and coastal villages, people feared the Draugr, a reanimated corpse that rose from its grave, swollen, heavy, and impossibly strong. Unlike modern zombies, the Draugr was not mindless. It guarded treasure, it attacked the living, and it brought disease, madness, and death to entire communities. Some sagas describe Draugr growing in size each night, crushing roofs, sinking ships, and killing livestock without ever leaving footprints. To stop one, villagers didn't just bury the body, they burned it, cut off its head, pinned it down with iron, because if the Draugr returned, it meant something would go terribly wrong. The sea that demanded sacrifice. For ancient Danes, the sea was not a place. It was a force with a will of its own. Fishermen believed the ocean demanded payment, and sometimes it chose who would drown. One legend tells of the Havmanden, the seaman, a human-like figure who rose from the water, warning sailors of coming storms. If ignored, ships would vanish. Another tells of ghostly hands pulling victims beneath the waves, especially those who disrespected the sea or sailed on forbidden days. This fear was so real that offerings were thrown into the water, coins, tools, even animals, to keep the sea satisfied. The ocean did not forgive. It collected debts. The church that couldn't stand. When Christianity spread across Denmark, it did not arrive quietly. Many churches were built on pagan land, sacred sites that already belonged to something else. And in some places, the land fought back. Legends speak of churches that collapsed again and again, no matter how carefully they were constructed. Walls cracked overnight. Foundations sank. Bells rang on their own. Locals believed the old spirits were refusing to leave. Only after sacrifices, exorcisms, or relocation did the churches finally stand. Even today, some rural churches carry names and legends warning that what lies beneath them is older than faith. The Everfolk, beautiful, deadly, and inhuman. Deep in Danish forests and wetlands lived the Everfolk, creatures of impossible beauty. They danced at night in circles that left the grass burned and lifeless. They sang songs that made men forget their families, their homes, even their names. To see them was dangerous. To hear them was worse. Legends say the Everfolk could bless you with knowledge, or curse you with illness, madness, or death. People carried iron, avoided certain places at dusk, and never followed music they couldn't explain. Because once the Everfolk noticed you, you never truly escaped them, the witch who wouldn't burn. During the Middle Ages, Denmark was swept by witch trials, but one legend stands apart. A woman accused of witchcraft was sentenced to burn. Yet when the fire was lit, she didn't scream. The flames refused to touch her. Terrified, the crowd fled, convinced they had just tried to kill something not entirely human. Some say she vanished that night. Others say she still walks, appearing before disasters, wars, and great fires. A warning, or a curse. Why these legends still matter? These stories weren't fantasies. They were survival tools, warnings, explanations for a world without science but full of fear. They shaped how people lived, where they built, when they traveled, and what they believed lurked just beyond the firelight. And even now, centuries later, parts of Denmark still carry these echoes. In place, names, in traditions, in unease that has no clear source. Denmark may look calm today, But beneath the roads, the forests, and the waves, the old stories are still there, waiting. Because legends don't disappear, they only fall silent. And sometimes, silence is the most unsettling thing of all.